one person asked me just today, said, well, the vaccines that we're looking at interact with the human body in unprecedented ways. They don't operate the way that, say, or a polio vaccine or something else would. And so, since it's so unprecedented in this person's estimation, how do we know what it's going to do? Is that really the case? Is this dramatically different from the other sorts of vaccines that we've seen?
I would not say dramatically different. It's a more efficient way to be able to take the first information you have about a virus and design a vaccine. So back in January, when the Chinese published the letters of the DNA code of this virus, SARS-CoV-2, it was possible the next day to begin designing a vaccine for that. The idea here is, again, we're trying to figure out how to raise antibodies against these spike proteins. Proteins in your body and in every living organism are coded for by DNA and then by RNA, and then the RNA gets translated into the protein. This was an approach where basically your vaccine is the RNA that codes for this spike protein. You inject that into the muscle goes, oh, that's RNA, I know what that is, and it makes the spike protein, and then the immune system sees it. The RNA lives a very short time in your body. It is quickly degraded because RNA has a very short half-life. So there's no residual of what you've been injected with beyond probably a few hours. So while this is a new approach to vaccines that offers this considerable advantage of speed, and one could say, well, we don't have 20 years of experience with it. The evidence so far with tens of thousands of people who've received this is that side effects seem to be pretty similar to what you get with other vaccines, and there don't seem to be any unexpected longer term issues. And these trials have been observed now for at least 2 months, and that's usually if there's going to be a problem when you see it.
And
so again, I'm a scientist. I want to be absolutely clear. This is a new approach, but from everything we know, there's no reason to think that these should be any more or less safe than vaccines that are designed in other ways.
And no metals that interact with 5G towers and implant ways that people can know where you are and track you.
No, and Bill Gates has not convinced us to put microchips into the syringes. I still think there are people who have heard that and think maybe it could be true. I really want to assure people these are wild, crazy ideas. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, chips from Bill Gates, not in that list.